What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping car vlog. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. We have a 2-for-1 special, 2 videos in one day. Nobody tells you. Remember that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I'm praying for you guys. Hopefully you guys and gals are praying for me too. Subscribe to the Take It Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I put up my matches as Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler of 13 years. So look at all of my matches that I have up. Watch, comment, and subscribe. The stuff that I be talking about and I be critiquing, things that I actually do, and I've been doing it for a long time, and it is definitely a blessing from God. Y'all see I'm drinking healthy today, so leave me alone. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. Our next show, February 21st, 2026. Big Business, B.I.G. Business, named after the B.I.G. of the 313 Joseph R. Credit, the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Champion. Also a powerlifting champion. He did a competition this weekend and he hit first place. So, you know, he was a champion of Michigan, and then he became the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Champion, and now he's another powerlifting champion. So the B.I.G. has been doing it, B.I.G. in other realms outside of wrestling. So what up? What's going on, y'all? What's up? Lafayette in the building, Rich Syndicate in the building, Robert Brown, what's going on? But make sure you get your tickets on Eventbrite. It's in Dyer, Indiana. Harold's Private Venue, Big Business. Tickets are $5 off on Eventbrite, but they'll be $5 more at the door. Bars. I wanted to talk about R-Truth and Booker T. And if you probably clicked on this thumbnail before I started speaking, you guys are probably going to know what I'm talking about. I'm originally from Texas, but I live in Indiana. Sandale, shout out to you. So you guys know exactly what I'm going to talk about. What's going on, Glenn? So R-Truth and Booker T, they are, to me, great wrestlers. I grew up watching both of them men. I remember when R-Truth was K-Quick and they teamed him up with Road Dogg. They teamed him up with Road Dogg and stuff like that. And I remember that stuff. And then I also remember when he went to TNA, it's Ron the Truth Killings and stuff like that. And he was the first black NWA heavyweight champion. I remember the storyline of him. It's a conspiracy and stuff like that. I remember him beating Ken Shamrock for that title. I remember him being a 2-time champion. I remember the What's Up song. That was from when he was in TNA and stuff. You know, he was rapping. I remember the beef that he had with John Cena and stuff, to rap battle him and do stuff like that. I remember all of that stuff, all the way to when he even came back to the WWE as R-Truth and stuff like that. We remember these kind of things and stuff. You know, a lot of us were excited about the Ron Killings thing after WWE let him go, and then they brought him back, and then they try to lie and say that they was just part of the story. And then I was interested in the Ron Killings thing, and then until I wasn't, till they wasn't, basically. Then he went to R-Truth and all of this stuff, and you know, we're gonna go about the comments about that. Booker T, grew up watching Booker T a lot long. Booker T been wrestling for 30-something years. I was a little tyke when he was wrestling and stuff like that. I remember watching him with his brother Stevie Ray on WCW at my great-grandparents' house and stuff like that. I remember that. That was like one of my first things I remember from watching wrestling, was watching Booker T and Stevie Ray. Watched doing this, the Spinaroonie, all of that. I remember all of that stuff. I remember he was holding it down in WCW. I remember the Invasion storyline. I remember King Booker. I remember all of that. I remember when they put him in the NWO for whatever reason, when they brought back the NWO, the dude that was going against the NWO put him in there. Anyway, I remember all of that stuff. Surefire Hall of Famer, 2-time Hall of Famer for himself, also because of his brother with the Harlem Heat. One of the best teams to ever do it, for sure. Big Business. Don't info the D. for sure. The King book. It actually was pretty good. I think he made best with what he can do. At first, I was like, this is corny. But I think him and his wife, Queen Sharmell, they did what they were supposed to do. I thought he did superb with it. I loved how he acted. He was goofy, but he was also a serious wrestler at the same time. And that was also around the time, allegedly, him and Batista fought, and they said that King Booker put the royal paws on Batista. I could truly believe that. But still, why am I talking about these two guys that I grew up watching and stuff, and are still working for the WWE or employed by it, either wrestling or anything? I'm sorry. That's cool, brother. That's cool. I thought the King Booker stuff was good. At first, I didn't like it, but then eventually, it grew on me. Oh hell, King Booker! You know, he got a world heavyweight title run. He beat Rey Mysterio for the belt. I remember Sharmell. Oh hell, King Booker! I remember it. It grew on me. When I was a kid, at first I didn't like it, but now, even older, when I look back at his stuff, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. Why am I talking about these two guys? Because I think that the IWC, especially the black side or community of the IWC, they put so much stuff on both of these wrestlers. Y'all put a lot of burdens. Y'all put a lot of hatred. Y'all put a lot of stuff, and y'all put on a lot of stuff on crosses that y'all want these two men to bear. As black performers, as black wrestlers and stuff like that, black excellence, y'all put a lot on them. Now, let me say this. I don't agree with everything they've said. At the same time, I understand that they are trying to basically still be employed and work with the company that is paying them money. Now, there are a lot of people that do the same thing. Excuse me that they are on a bigger scale, and obviously they are more well-known, but there are a lot of people that work for companies and stuff that probably do bad things, that probably do certain things, and they don't speak up because they want that job. They want to get paid. Now, you're going to say, oh, well, they should have money saved. We don't know what's in these people's bank accounts. Why don't they stand up for this person? Why don't they stand up for that person? Why are they capping so hard for their job? That's not nothing new. People cap for their job all the time. I like my job, by the way, but still, I'm just saying in general, people do all kind of stuff to try their job. They don't want to say nothing bad. And honestly, if they do want to say something bad, they're probably saying it within the company. They don't have to say it to nobody. They don't owe it to nobody. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep stuff internal, not external. You don't always have to go to a YouTuber or a blogger. You have to go talk about doing. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that even if you work for AEW. You don't have to do that. Why do y'all want them so bad as two men? Because they're veterans and you feel like they should have paved the way for more black performers and stuff and stick up for them. Mind you, y'all probably don't know what these people do for black folks outside of the company, and even then, that's not something that they owe to us or anybody. Come on, man. Booker didn't say nothing. And you see, shout out to you, Arshawn. He didn't really say nothing. It's just the fact R-Truth said something, and everybody's upset with R-Truth. So I paired him and Booker together. Like I said, I don't agree with everything that both of these men say. I respect what they do and everything like that. But what I'm not going to do is, I'm not going to make them automatic martyrs for black wrestlers and black communities and stuff, especially if they didn't want to be that in the first place. And the fact is, if they never said it, I'm not going to do it. I can still enjoy what they do. I can still criticize if I like certain things and I don't. But still, what we're not going to do is, to me, I'm not going to disrespect these people because they choose what they want to do. You know, some people calling them coons and all kind of stuff. Oh, well, you just tap dancing. Y'all saying a whole bunch of disrespectful stuff to these men that I know for a fact y'all would not even say to their face. Y'all wouldn't say it to their face. When Swerve said that stuff about Booker, and I'm not even sitting here saying that Swerve was wrong for saying how he felt about the thing with Vince, but the fact that Booker went to him and it was cool until Swerve was on TV or after this thing and said F Booker T. You should have said it, and I like Swerve. You should have said it to him when you seen him. But still, I'm just saying in general. I thought the Booker T and the Vlad thing was funny because he said he turned down Vlad, but at one point he was supposed to do Vlad, but it didn't work out. And then when Vlad tried to relocate, it didn't work. Still, I'm from Texas. So Truth basically, going into Truth, we'll go into Truth. I could go all day. I'll rewatch on it. Cool. R-Truth, basically, he was interviewed about the Ron Killing storyline. So a lot of, they were asking, like, what was the point of it? Because basically he's R-Truth now. So now R-Truth was like, oh, what a Ron Killings was, it was like an extension of me, and I just needed to change and stuff, especially because I was released and all of that. And then also John Cena wasn't acting himself. But since John Cena is himself now, there's no need for Ron Killings, and now I'm R-Truth. I'm paraphrasing. Now, that is the dumbest answer. Like I said, I don't agree with everything that people say. Hello. That's the dumbest thing. I thought the Ron Killings thing was very, very. I didn't think it would get him to a title picture, but I thought it would have been something. I thought it was cool to see him more of a serious thing, especially when he cut his locks off. I thought it was going to be something serious. So you mean to tell me, because this stuff started losing steam before John Cena decided to be a good guy again. This started losing steam because they was teasing between R-Truth and Ron Killings and stuff. And they was like, oh, I'm driving, oh, I'm this and that. Mind you, through the tail end of this, Bayley started having multiple things to Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde stuff about, oh, I'm crazy, no, I'm good, oh, I'm losing my mind. So what it's looking like is they took R-Truth, Ron Killings' story, and just took it and threw it at Bayley to give something for Bayley to do, and told R-Truth to be R-Truth. Do I like that? No. What was the point? What was the point? What was the point? What was the point of doing this? You mean to tell me that this dude who got released, he lost his job? It wasn't no story. That's why I say Triple H is not good with pressure to turn around and be like, this is part of a story. So you mean to tell me y'all teased the firing this man to bring him back, to make him cut his hair bald, to say he's Ron Killings, to have some interesting stuff with Damian Priest and Aleister Black, very interesting. And now all of a sudden, since John is good, now Ron the Truth Killings is not Ron the Truth anymore, it's R-Truth. Stupid. Very, very stupid. Now, with that being said, people turning around saying, oh, well, R-Truth, you should have said this, and you should have fought for this, and you should have fought for that. How dare you, and stuff like that. Black people ain't getting a lot of stuff in WWE. Hey, man, we know this already. Support black companies. Support black companies. What, at this point, if WWE is showing you who they are, in the words of Maya Angelou, believe them, believe them. They showed me what they wanted to do, and they didn't want to put the black people in the front, so unless it's Bianca Belair. Believe them. Come. See, this is my take. As a black man, look at this. Look at this. Stop trying to make people do stuff they don't want to do. If they don't want to do it, find somebody who will. Simple. Find somebody who will. However, getting on black people, wrestlers who work there, who just want to work there, let them work there. You ain't got to support them neither. But to sit here and try to put so much stuff on them and saying, how dare you not speak up, and how dare you not do this, and how dare you not do that. And speaking of Swerve, like I said, love Swerve. But at the same time, why wasn't y'all getting on Swerve when Swerve said, oh, why I ain't say nothing to Swerve when Swerve should have been fighting to open the show when he won the world championship? Y'all remember that? Y'all wasn't saying nothing about that. Y'all wasn't mad at Swerve. Why did y'all let him do that? Like, y'all sitting here asking these men to do some crazy stuff. Y'all asking them to do some crazy stuff. Y'all want these people to risk their job, their livelihoods. And then if they lose it, y'all not going to turn around and do a GoFundMe or help them out. Y'all not going to try to do none of that stuff. Y'all just going to find another topic to be mad at. Come on, man. Little do people know what you should know. Booker T is black and owns a wrestling company, a black-owned wrestling company, Reality Wrestling. You can find his matches on YouTube. They put live stuff. He has this kind of stuff. The stuff that y'all been asking for, it's there. You can watch it if you want to, but you're probably not. And I'm not speaking for everybody because I love all y'all. Y'all know I do. But let's just speak about what it is. It's just like when people get mad. You love a wrestler until you don't. Now you're tired of them on TV. Why they on TV? Why they doing this and stuff? It's time for something else. I'm guilty of it too. I am guilty of it too. Jeez, man. Jeez. What's today's beverage? Oh, it's definitely water. I'm very healthy until this water is no more. I have a taste for Mountain Dew as always, but it's water. Thanks for asking, because you knew I was going to be sipping on something. Yes, the voice. If someone. I'm good. Black Auntie Emperor. He definitely on 1 and 2. Reality of wrestling. No sugar. Yeah. That's crazy. That's my no shit. No, I'm ranty. Yeah, maybe it is, but I'm more ranty because it just kills me that so many people just try to spin a narrative and stuff like that. Sidebar, even with black community stuff, it's just y'all be wanting these people to represent y'all so bad, and you can represent yourself. You can do stuff. You can make your own company. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. You can do all of this stuff. But like to sit here and be calling them coons and all of that stuff, I think it's unnecessary because they want to keep their job or whatever like that. You know, Booker T and his brother Stevie, they made comments about Hogan, and they honestly was saying that Hogan was the reason why they kept a job in WCW, because you know when Booker T said the N-word thing, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. You know what? They was almost out the door for that. They was almost out the door for something else, but Hogan stuck up for him. So for them to say, oh, they respect Hogan and all of that stuff, people got mad at him for that. For job security? Do y'all not see even what this community and what the economy is nowadays? Like y'all, like people just sit and say, oh, I'ma just speak my mind all the time. It's no. That don't make you a punk. Sometimes you gotta think logical. That's the problem. That's what it is. Some people thinking emotional. Y'all are thinking more, not all y'all. I'm gonna say this again. A lot of people think more with emotion than logic. And that's why either they don't go nowhere or they're not where they're supposed to be, because sometimes you do have to keep your mouth shut. A lot of us can't go online and speak about the job we work at and say how bad we don't like it and stuff, because you're going to get fired. So when these people make reaction videos and be crying and stuff, I'm like, why are you crying? You literally sent them a digital pink slip when you start talking bad about the company, started naming people, started naming the company, started doing a whole bunch of stuff. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Maybe there's no sugar. Like I said, it's a small thing, but still. What's going on, Thor? They really do try to push people to keep it until it goes wrong. Gotta be exactly. Come on, man. We grown. Like these people, they grown. They in their 50s and stuff like that, and all that. And then sometimes, you know, what a lot of the OGs, a lot of the black OGs tell the younger black people and stuff, get your money. Don't pay attention to all of this stuff that's going on. Get your money. You got a family, provide for your family. Get your money. That's what they saying. Unless it was like a truly heinous act or something, but other than that, the OG's out my job. Hey, get y'all money, man. Look, man, it's not a lot of jobs that's gonna give you this and that you're gonna benefit from. Get your money. Y'all like, no. Let's speak about everything we don't like. Hey, newsflash. Some things in life you just not gonna like. Now that's up to you if you want to speak about it and how you speak about it and where you speak about it. If Booker doesn't want to say anything about WWE, that's fine. If Booker want to do Cap, that's fine. Move on from watching Booker. Move on from looking at his content. Same thing for R-Truth. The dumbest, to me, that was one of the dumbest reactions. No disrespect to him, but still, that was something that people was interested in. But WWE has done it multiple times. They've changed stuff. They've given it to other people. And obviously that's what they did. They took the Ron Killings thing and now they're giving it to Bayley and whatever they're doing with that. I'm glad R-Truth is back. I wish they would have did a little bit more than what it was instead of, oh, well, since John Cena's good. But then again, John Cena's heel run ain't been that good neither. So why are we upset? Why are we upset? I don't understand. Why am I upset because y'all are upset? Because I'm upset by what y'all upset about. Come on, man. What kind of mess is that? All the great black revolutionaries die young or broken bit. Come on, man. Come on, Arshawn. Come on, brother. Like, and I'm not saying be a punk, be a sucker, be abused. I ain't saying all that. But if R-Truth and Booker T, these OGs in the game, they're okay with being treated how they are treated, let them be treated like that. They're not in no chains or nothing. They decide to do that kind of stuff. Come on, man. We gotta stop, man. We gotta do better. I don't know. I think it infuriates me just people calling them coons and all kind of stuff, because even if you hit a story of Booker T and stuff like that, with his troubled past and all of that stuff, and how he turned around and now is a two-time WWE Hall of Famer and stuff. It's historic runs and make history in WCW and WWE and all of that stuff. And then for you to turn around and call him a coon or whatever because you don't like the fact that he's defending the company he's working for, or he won't say nothing bad. What is wrong with y'all? These are the same ones that be talking about they listen to their ancestors, but you're not even listening to the ones that's still living. Y'all don't even like y'all grandma, but y'all talking about respect their ancestors. You think your grandma really trying to wish bad upon you and all of that stuff, but you want to worship, and you know what? Let me stop. Because most likely your grandmother probably learned the stuff from the ancestors that y'all want to, or maybe they had to differentiate from that too. But anyway, nah, that's not what we talking about today. That's for another channel, another topic. We're not gonna do that. But I'm just saying in general, what y'all doing? What's going on, man? Like, what? Come on, man. Y'all just be saying stuff, and that's the thing about the internet. Y'all just be saying stuff and then think that some people not gonna check you or they just gonna agree. Like I said, when Swerve said what he said, and like I said, he had a right to say it, Booker T spoke about it. And what did Swerve do? He wound up saying F Booker T after the meeting at his company that he wrestled for. The beef should have been squashed after they talked, because that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, F Booker T. Like, come on, man. And some people say, and I hate this too, black wrestlers, we need more Swerves. We don't need any more R-Truths. Why would y'all disrespect R-Truth like that? Why would y'all disrespect R-Truth like that? Why? Why would y'all disrespect him like that? Because we gonna act like, you know, Swerve had the best title run as a black world champion. He did not. They didn't do him good. They kind of did him dirty. Heck, there's nobody else that's close that's a black to that championship. He tore his meniscus, and that was their tolerance for black main eventers. Y'all got Bobby Lashley right there. MVP, Shelton. These guys, you know, the guys that y'all said should be Hall of Famers. I mean, not Hall of Famers, main eventers and stuff. Y'all said that WWE dropped the ball on them. Oh, WWE should have did this with the Hurt Business. Now it's the Hurt Syndicate. Why they ain't going for the titles? What is y'all anger? Selective outrage. That's what it is. Selective outrage. You know, back in the day when they used to have the video games and stuff like that, they used to have a select button. That's the button y'all pressing. Selective outrage. That's what it is. Oh, I'm so mad at WWE. Look at what they did to the Hurt Business. Look at what they did. They could have did that. Now they in AEW. Oh, we just love that they in AEW having so much fun. Come on, man. What's up? What happened? Selective. Defending the company and arguing for them against minor stuff are two different things. Booker and Chase. Booker can Chase. We gotta get. Yeah, one of these days, Swerve is R-Truth. And even then, like, that's what I'm saying. And like, even then, I'm not even saying I'm defending the company and arguing. And it's like, I'm not even saying like to defend the company or whatever like that. It's just saying in general, you know. I don't want to say the average fan because I don't want to disrespect people. Because like I said, I'm not in everybody's household. I'm not in everybody's mind. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm not Professor X. But at the same time, it's like people just get so upset. And what's worse than being upset? Trying to stay upset. That's the problem that I have. Trying to stay upset is the biggest thing. Like, let me just be mad because I just want to be mad. And then now you throw logic out the window. You throw understanding. You throw compromise out the window and stuff like that. To be on these guys, what the young people say, pause, is bananas. To be like, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that, or you not for black people, you don't defend black people and stuff like that. Mind you, Booker T has a company where he employs black people, has black champions and had black champions and stuff. So to turn around, and then also that's helping people possibly get their foot in the door for WWE and other stuff. You want to also know something else? Rikishi, right? Rikishi is not employed by WWE, but he is under the Legends contract, and he's very, very vocal about how they treat his family, especially how they treat his sons. And what do we call them? Bitter. People call them bitter. How dare you speak up and defend how your family, your bloodline, your flesh and blood. How dare you? Because you bitter. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you, I don't agree with a lot of Rikishi stuff. But at the same time, if Booker T did the same thing, y'all gonna put them all in there. Oh, he's an angry Wily vet. How dare he speaks about this? He shouldn't speak about that and all that because he wrestled for WWE. Oh, he wrestled for WWE, so he shouldn't say nothing. He needs to be quiet. That's the same thing I said with Swerve. Because despite the fact that Swerve said, oh, he didn't do nothing when Vince said the N-word, Swerve years later worked for WWE under Vince. Vince wasn't gone yet. He was in NXT and WWE. Vince was still there, but you still went to that company and you still wrestled for them as Isaiah Swerve Scott and the Hit Row. So that's what I'm saying about it. Selective outrage. Selective outrage. If Swerve would have said, I'm never going to WWE until Vince is gone because of what he said, that's one thing, right? But to sit here and be like, oh, well, how dare Booker T didn't step up? Why didn't you step up years later? Just saying. I'm just saying. Booker T is going to defend the company that he works for. R-Truth is going to defend the company and the story that he works for. And that's fine. It doesn't make them less black. Doesn't make them a coon. Doesn't make them none of that stuff. Swerve is going to defend the company that he works for. Bryan Danielson, he said some dumb stuff about Cody and other stuff too. But still, I don't know who it was by. I just know I read it off of something. When I find it, I'll let you know. Because I did look at like small articles about it because I was a little interested about it. I definitely have to find it. But still, I don't think that is warranted to disrespect this man's legacy because of that. So I did want to speak about that for a little bit because people be wilding for no reason. Just wilding. Danielson, get him on. See, and that's what I'm saying. You want people to stick up for you, but then when people do stick up, either they saying the wrong stuff or you don't like what they saying. Rikishi, I'm gonna always use Rikishi. What's his name? Eric Bischoff. He used to work for WWE, and then he says they need to do this and they need to do that. Vince Russo, all of these guys, you know, they say stuff, and then y'all be like, no, you bitter, even if they right. Oh, how dare you? You're so bitter. Grow up. Talk about something else. Man, leave these people alone. Rikishi, he do. Rikishi does too much. But he's been silent ever since that Rajah Jackson thing happened because that happened at his school. And I know they lost their WWE ID sponsorship. Now, I don't think that the WWE ID sponsorship is much now because so many people left. So many people left the program. I know they're trying to redo it, but still, my sons, the booking, my son. I did it for my sons. I did it for my people. But still, I didn't want to speak about that for a little bit. I'm going to try to look for that interview for you, Arshawn. I'm going to try to send it to you because I did read a little bit of it, and like I said, I don't agree with it. I think the way he worded it was pretty dumb, but he wasn't. You know, it was just cool. Like, come on, man. Vince Russo said he wanted out the business, yet he works for JCW. Yeah, a lot of people do that kind of stuff. Jim Cornette, right? You know, he doesn't really do shows and stuff like that, but people ask him to, and he says no, but he still speaks about wrestling. And to be honest, he's right majority of the time he speaks. It's just how he says it is what a lot of people don't like. Still. Some people just love that itch of wrestling. Even if you're not wrestling, if you can run a company, if you can book it, if you can do certain things, that's things that people want to do. It's just an itch. Bischoff has always been too. Yeah, sure. And a lot of them are like that, though, to be honest, when it comes to it, because they're like, okay, well, yeah, sure. I'll show up to a WWE event, and then as soon as they leave the event, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to run this. They all do that kind of stuff. Because they know that, and WWE knows that because WWE is a two-faced company. Let's call it a spade a spade. How many books you got? You know, they're going to use these people, and these people going to use them. That's just what it is for the most part. The difference is Booker and them, they still trying to be paid more. They still trying to get on that contract. They still trying to do all of that stuff. Corny, yeah. He be right and angry. The only thing I probably disagree with him on is like some of the women's take. I agree with certain things about how women's wrestling should be or whatever like that. And then like if he doesn't like you, you definitely know he doesn't like you. He definitely doesn't like Mercedes Moné at all. He cannot stand that woman. That lady, as soon as you say Mercedes, you can't even say Mercedes Benz. He is furious and stuff. And I remember one time, man, he wished so much bad stuff on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. It was crazy. And even Vince Russo. Jeez, and Dave Meltzer says so much stuff, and he be trying to message him, and Corny be like, man, I don't even like you. Moné has grown on me. She good. She can work on some stuff, but she's good. I just don't understand the oversaturation of the belts. Because at one point, like I said, the first belt she loses is going to be a big thing. But by the time she loses the 12th belt, nobody's going to care. It's not going to hit as hard. It's just not going to. Young Bucks, I got to look at their current stuff. I haven't looked at the stuff about them not having no money and stuff. I'll give it a chance. But still. All right, guys. I think the rant is over. It's no sugar in here, so maybe that's why I ran it longer than what I was supposed to. I hope you guys and gals have a great day. I'm at the children's school in that long line. Hope you guys have a great day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home. Peace.